All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to those who elect. Who the world ignorantly calls God, his true name is Yahweh. All right, his true name is Yahweh. Yah means he. Hawa means exist or is, and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his true name is Yahweh Shai. Yah means he, Hawashai means saves or delivers. And this video is going out to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. All right, the true Israelites of the Bible are the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and also whatever nationality you may be, if your spirit truly resonates with these words, truly resonates with the true understanding and the 100% truth of the scriptures, all right, and you also have faith in the names Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and those names only, then you also are Israelite. All right, and that's who this video is going out to. Little ones, edifying. I was looking up some stuff, and I was actually scrolling on social media a couple of days ago on a little TikTok, and this little term came up called shadow work. All right, this little term came up called shadow work, and I felt that I should just do a video on it because we shouldn't be doing the ways of this world and how they deal with mental, they got mental illnesses nowadays, and basically all the unbalance and the mental health that you may catch in your mind. This world creates a whole bunch of different ways and tactics, all right, and one of them is just called shadow work. Now, before I read it, I'm gonna get a quick scripture, just to get the scriptures flowing real quick, and basically the title of the video is gonna be, instead of shadow work, do this. All right, instead of shadow work, do this. Now I'm gonna get this quick scripture real quick. Ephesians 4:22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. All right, so I'm going to go into that more after I read a little bit. But, we get what it's saying. And like I said, I'm going to go into it more. But the old man goes into, your old ways of conduct, your old ways of how you used to live when you was in the world, really how you used to think in your mind. All right, you got to put off those ways now that you've come into this understanding of who you are, which is an Israelite. All right, and you have certain ways about you that may have been bad or off that you got from the world that you got to continue to purge out of you. All right, now, like I said, the title of the video is instead of shadow work, do this. All right, now I'm going to read a brief summary of what shadow work is. It says, shadow work involves exploring and integrating the unconscious aspects of oneself, such as repressed emotions, fears, and desires, to achieve personal growth and wholeness. We all have traits that we're proud of and traits that we don't feel so confident about. Some of these traits may trigger or embarrass us, so we hide them from public view. These parts make up your shadow self, and it longs to be heard. All right. Now scroll down, and says, shadow work is designed to help you integrate and accept every single part of yourself so that you can live and thrive with more clarity and authenticity. Okay? Your inner shadow is composed of parts of you that you subconsciously reject. And the shadow says what? The dark and emotional aspects of your psyche, right? So pretty much what they're saying, if it made sense, because everybody gives little weird definitions for it, but pretty much, as you can see right here, they say the shadow, right? And the shadow, if you're walking in the sun, you have a shadow that's behind you, and it's dark. You know what I'm trying to say. So what they say that the shadow is they say the shadow is the dark and emotional aspects of your psychic, of your mind. And what they're saying is those dark and emotional aspects of your mind that you have and that you suppress subconsciously, what they try to say with shadow work is that you should accept those dark and basically what they're saying is you should accept the dark side of your personality and your emotions and integrate it and fully accept it into your whole being. All right. And we know that that's off. That's off, because basically what they're trying to get you to do is they're trying to get you to accept the negative aspects of yourself, and they want you to think that they're not negative, that they're just different aspects of yourself. All right. So what they're saying is the shadows, the dark and emotional aspects of your psyche, that you should recognize them and accept them and integrate them into your character. And we know that that's off. All right. This is a way of this right here is how the world thinks. All right. This is worldly knowledge, and this is it's completely off to accept the negative and dark sides of yourself. All right. Because these people have they don't have understanding of the flesh versus the spirit. And what they're pretty much trying to tell you is that all these carnal thoughts that you may get that are negative carnal thoughts, we know them to be, carnal thoughts. All right. Thoughts where demons are tempting you. What they're trying to tell you is they're trying to tell you to accept those thoughts. And that's completely off. All right. According to the scriptures that I'm going to continue to get, that negative side of your personality, that's that negative side of your personality that they call your shadow. In actuality, that's the old man. Okay, they just lack understanding. That's the old man. That's the ways of the world. All right, that you're coming up out of. And I'm gonna go into it more, and I'm gonna read this scripture again. Ephesians 4:22. It says that you put off concerning the former conversation the old man. All right. Now, I believe that word conversation means with conduct, how you conduct yourself. Con means with. Matter of fact, let me look at the etymology of it real quick again. Conversation. All right. So the conversation, it says, let me scroll down. Place, it says mid-14th century, place where one lives or dwells. Also general course of actions or habits. All right. I'm trying to get where they break down the word. Right. So yeah. So it says, all right. So it says con, right, means with, together. It says ver, to been. All right. Well, they're not really breaking it down fully, but we know what it means here. Okay. With, it says what? Behavior, life, way of life. Okay. So conversation means your behavior or your way of life. So the scriptures say that you put off concerning the former conversation or the former what? Way of life, the old man. So the scriptures say put off your former way of life. And that former way of life is the old man. And who is that old man? That is you before you came into this knowledge and understanding. Right? Before you came into this knowledge and understanding, you didn't know that you were Israelite. You didn't know the true names of the Most High or His only begotten Son. All right. You didn't know what the Lord truly considers right and wrong. All right. And certain, and really everything starts within the mind. All right. Like they're saying, that shadow, that negative, dark aspects of you is that what? Now that you've come into the truth, that shadow pretty much is the old man, right? Your former way of thinking, your former way of life that you had before you had this knowledge is something that you have to continuously fight and continuously put off, right? Meaning you got to rebuke the old you, right? The mind of you before you came into this knowledge and understanding, you have to continuously rebuke that and continuously put on this new knowledge, this new understanding, which starts with the names Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and then understanding, true spirituality, the understanding of these words. So it says that you put off concerning the former conversation, right, your former way of life, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts. Because your old man was in the world and he was pretty much a slave to the lust of your flesh. All right. It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. So when it says to be renewed, renewed means made new. Made new what? In the spirit of your mind. So what you understand when you come into this truth is that you undergo a complete mental change, a complete 360. All right. You become, holy, man, separate. And you understand, the Lord's true purpose for our life. You understand what's good and wrong. All right. And ultimately we are the true spiritual people, man. Anybody with this complete 100% truth, now this knowledge, this understanding, this truth that we have. All right, we're the spiritual ones, man. And now that we have a spiritual mind, the carnal mind, right? The worldly, fleshly mind is what you got to continuously rebuke and fight, and you don't accept it. See, what they're saying with that shadow work, pretty much what they're saying with that shadow work is that you should accept the carnal mind. You should accept the fleshly carnal mind, right? Because they say that shadows all the negative, dark aspects of yourself. No, you should not accept that, man. Those negative, dark aspects, all right, and I'm using this, and now and how we understand the truth. Those negative and dark aspects is the carnal mind that you have to continuously rebuke and fight off. You don't accept them. All right, it says, verse 24, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. So that new man is what? The new mind. All right, when you come into this truth, your physical body doesn't literally change. What changes your way of thinking. All right. All right, you develop a real spiritual mindset, a spiritual mentality. So it says in that ye put on the new man, which is what? The spiritual man, right? The godly, the spiritual man, the new way of thinking, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. And what's our righteousness? Is our faith. All right. So don't listen to what this world says about shadow work and integrating the dark, negative aspects of your ego and personality. No, you don't do that, man. You rebuke those aspects. Whatever you consider negative or dark, that's a carnal trait that you're still fighting from the world. Whether it be pridefulness, arrogance, a lying spirit that you may have had in the world, lack of humility, lack of compassion. These are all negative traits that you are to continuously rebuke. All right. And we got to put on the new man on a daily basis, because we're constantly, we're in this sinful flesh, and we have this mind, man, that's subject to all these wicked thoughts. So you got to continuously rebuke those wicked thoughts. You don't try to integrate them or accept them into your core, man. That's wicked. All right. That's worldly knowledge. That's a worldly way of living life. All right. They don't have the spiritual aspect. They don't understand that, when you truly find the Most High, all right, and his son, which starts with the names Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, they don't understand that that's when the true fight begins. All right. The spirit versus the flesh, and that you got to continuously rebuke the flesh. All right. Now I'm gonna get another scripture. 2 Corinthians 13:5, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. All right. So examine yourself. What they're saying, and what they said with that shadow work is what? They said when you examine yourself, you find those negative, dark aspects of your personality that you don't like. All right. So how can we apply that spiritually is that when we examine ourselves and when we find those negative, dark aspects that we don't like, those negative and dark aspects that don't align with how a man is truly supposed to be according to the scriptures, you rebuke those, man. You rebuke those, and then you put on the new man, which is renewed in righteousness. All right. So you put on the spiritual mind. All right. And you have faith, and you rebuke those wicked, carnal, demonic thoughts. All right. You don't integrate them. You don't accept them. All right, those negative dark aspects is the carnal mind. All right, the worldly mind that is a slave to what? Lust and desires. You rebuke that. So we got to constantly examine ourselves, man. Examine yourself, right? It said, whether you be in the faith, prove your own selves. So we have to examine ourselves on a daily, on an hourly basis, man. Because like I said, that fight with the old man is a continuous fight. All right? We was in the world. Yeah, a lot of us, man, were in the world before. A lot of us were in the world longer than we were in the truth. Now, of course, we got certain apostles and elders where that doesn't apply. But hey, man, for me, I was in the world longer before I was in the truth. Meaning what? Those habitual habits that you've developed in your mind from being in the world, they're not just gonna go away, in 1 second, man. They continuously there. Certain you may be interacting with a brother and you make it, a weird thought, like a weird prideful thought or arrogant thought, man. That's that carnal man creeping through. Those carnal worldly habits that you have in your mind. You got to rebuke them, man. All right. And then also, real quick, okay, Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we also know that this is a spiritual warfare. It's not a carnal fight. We battling these demons, man. And these demons will put wicked thoughts in your head that you got to rebuke. You got to rebuke them. You don't accept them. All right, fuck that shadow work of accepting your shadow, man. Rebuke that shadow. Put on the light. All right, completely blind that shadow with the light, man. Put on Yahweh Shai. All right. We have to continuously make our mind new in this knowledge every day. Continuously read the scriptures and better learn how to conduct ourselves, which it all starts within your mind, man. You got to control your mind. Be spiritual minded, put on the fruits of the spirit. All right. Not that worldly traits that we have. We got to put on the true godly traits, godly characteristics, godly aspects of one's personality, which is the fruit of the spirit. All right. Now I'm going to end it here. Galatians 5 and Galatians 5, I'm going to start at 16. It says, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. All right. So we have to be in the spirit, man. What is the spirit? These words. All right. John 6, man. The spirit is these words. So walk in the spirit, meaning what? Apply these words to your everyday life. Okay. Apply what these scriptures say to your everyday life. All right. Stay prayed up. All right. Stay doing the work. Going to camp, being around godly men. That's how you're going to stay in the spirit. You're going to stay under the influence of the right-hand side. All right. So you got to stay in the spirit. Stay in these words. Continuously apply these words to your life. And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Right. And that lust of the flesh is what? That's that shadow. That's the old man. That's the old you that continuously tries to creep in. All right. And it's a constant war in this truth. Like I remember Apostle Gabar said, your biggest enemy is your goddamn self, man. It's your fucking self. And I realize that more and more every day. Certain days go by and you're just like, man, what the fuck did I just do? You got to constantly check yourself, man. They say check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right, this is verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. That's that constant war. It says, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Again, that's the constant war, is the flesh versus spirit. The carnal mind, the carnal mind, aka the worldly mind, which is a carnal, it says a fleshly mind because it's worldly. It's flesh, which is the opposite of the spirit, man. So it's not a spiritual mind, it's a worldly mind. All right, a completely carnal, low level mind. And that mind constantly battles against the spiritual mind, you know, which is the mind of having this knowledge and understanding, you know, the mind of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and what it really means to be spiritual. What these words, the true understanding of these words. Verse 18, it says, but if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, which I forget what that word means. I'm going to go into it real quick. It says unbridled lust, access, licentiousness, lasciviousness, shamelessness. Okay, Strong's definition. So pretty much it just means, it says it means to be shameful, lust, to have an abundance of lust. All right. Envyings, murder, drunkenness, revelings. It's like, I skipped verse 20. And I'm just going to read through this real quick and then end it out. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. All right. I'm going to skip down to verse 25. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another. All right. So I don't want to drag this out, but those were just the scriptures that came to mind about this shadow work thing. All right. And to sum it up, man, we don't, that shadow is the negative worldly carnal traits, all right, that of the old man, the old you, your old way of thinking and living life before you came into this knowledge. And that old man will constantly come back. And when he comes back, you don't accept him and you don't integrate it into your personality. You rebuke them. You know, you rebuke that negative characteristic, those negative aspects of you, and you continuously renew yourself in this knowledge. All right, so with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash, Shalom.